Today in the Daily Dose, the Great Society of Lyndon Baines Johnson. To look back before the legislative reforms of LBJ's Great Society movement of the 1960s, American life before his directives was a very different place. He saw racial discrimination and poverty as moral issues, not just political talking points, to be debated but not acted upon.
For in your time, we have the opportunity to move not only toward the rich society and the powerful society, but upward to the great society. The great society rests on abundance and liberty for all. It demands an end to poverty and racial injustice, to which we're totally committed in our time.
The Great Society was a cluster of progressive programs undertaken by the President and Congress, which generated great hope among the downtrodden and the disillusioned. It was quixotic and arthurian, this idea of might for right, inspiring programs for social justice that still resonate to this day. The war on poverty was part of an idea that you had not a hand out, but a hand up. In the 1960s, it was hardscrabble for a lot of Americans, and what the war on poverty meant for these people was jobs, bringing the less affluent into the mainstream of society. When Lyndon Johnson became president, the poverty rate teetered at a staggering 22%, compared to 9.2% today. By the time he left office 5 years later, the poverty rate was less than 13%, which constituted the greatest one-time reduction in the history of the United States. Johnson and civil rights groups managed to pass the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which comprised the first major civil rights legislation since 1875. The act said that public accommodations have to be available to everyone without discrimination on the basis of race, and with one fell swoop, Johnson's Great Society movement wiped out all the whites-only signs in the segregated South. Perhaps the greatest benefit of Johnson's Great Society was Medicare, for before its time, people who reached the age of 65 had no guaranteed health insurance, while today, after LBJ and Congress passed the Medicare Act, in 2021, some 63 million senior Americans are enrolled in Medicare. While most presidents are happy to have one or two pieces of significant legislation attached to their legacy, Johnson pushed through an uncanny amount of impactful laws, which altered the face and very fabric of the nation up to this day.
I believe, at least it will be said, that we tried.
And there you have it, LBJ's Great Society movement, today on the Daily Dose. If you like learning something new every day, subscribe to the Daily Dose on YouTube or sign up for emails at dailydosenow.com.